Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 16 is entitled as Daivasura Sampat Vibhaha Yoga, the yoga of the divine and demonic nature. Sloka 9. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ. We learned that how the Asurik Bhava people speak asatyam. Not only they speak asatyam, untruth, they also torture and torment people. That is explained in this sloka. Let's see the meaning of the sloka. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim. In this manner, that was explained in the previous sloka, that there is no God, asatyam, avaṣṭabhya, firmly holding naṣṭātmāno. Naṣṭātmāno doesn't mean that Atma is destroyed or lost. It means lack of knowledge to discriminate that the self is different from the body. lpa-buddhayaḥ, having feeble intellect. ugra-karmāṇaḥ, engage in cruel activities like violence, etc. hitāḥ, unbeneficial activities, being selfish and not doing any good even to their own kith and kin. jagato kṣayāya, for the destruction of the world. Translation: following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya. These people hold a very firm principle that God doesn't exist. This world is not created by God, not sustained by God, not controlled by God. He is not the one who denoted by the term Satyam. Rather, this world is simply a byproduct of karma between a male and female. Such people are referred here as naṣṭātmāno, those who do not perceive the self in its actuality. It's like I have the wealth of world in my backyard, but then I start looking for the wealth outside my house, which means I am a lost person, not able to understand the reality, the truth. Likewise, those who do not perceive the self, the Atma, in its actuality, that the self is eternal, it cannot perish, irrespective of whether they are divine or demoniac. The self of demoniac being also does not perish, it is eternal. Hence, term naṣṭa has been interpreted as not seen. One who doesn't see the Atma which is different from the body, or naṣṭātmāno. lpa-buddhayaḥ, their intelligence is feeble because they lost the ability to differentiate the Atma and body, to differentiate between known and knower. Can the object of knowledge and the knower be one and the same? For example, say the object of knowledge is a water bottle. Can the knower of the object of knowledge, which is water bottle, be the same water bottle? Never. The body is the object of knowledge. The self is the knower. We have spent an entire chapter 13 just on this particular subject, that the knower and the known one are two different things. The kshetra and kshetrajna, the body and the knower of the body. It cannot be one and the same. That is, the self being the knower, it cannot be the object of knowledge. Like a pot, the pot is the object of knowledge. It cannot be the knower itself. Likewise, the indriyas, etc., which are the objects of knowledge. The asuric beings do not have the mature intellect to discriminate in this manner and understand. Therefore, the term lpa-buddhayaḥ describes the reason for their lack of understanding of the self. In the 13th chapter, we learned that Atma is ajada, whereas body is jada. Jada means those objects that doesn't have effulgent on its own, no prakasha. Whereas ajada means the self is self-effulgent. It manifests always as I, aham. This feature applies to all the selves, all the atmas. To refresh this subject, that is jada, ajada, achetana, chetana, parak and pratyak, please refer to chapter 13, Sloka 3. So irrespective of whether one is asurik or one is daivika, the Atma is still self-effulgent. Even the delusion that the body is the self rests only in the self. Say a person sees a rope, but seeing its features that are common to snake, he gets confused that it is a snake. When the presence of an object called a rope is not seen, there is no possibility of mistaking it for a snake. In the same way, the manifestation of the self, Atma, is experienced by all, but only a few persons have the discriminating knowledge to see it is different from the body. Those who are not able to see the difference, they are lpa-buddhayaḥ. The term naṣṭātmāno indicates that like beings such as birds and animals, the lower species, the manifestation of the Atma as different from the body does not take place. The crow does not think, I am Atma, taken the body of a crow. The lion does not think that it is due to its karma, it has taken the body of a lion. Likewise, even to those beings born as humans, due to their sins accumulated over countless lifetime, the manifestation of the self, Atma, as different from the body does not take place. Whereas the term lpa-buddhayaḥ indicates that they lack the capacity to discriminate between body and Atma. Next, ugra-karmāṇaḥ. We already seen from the previous slokas that their view about the super soul and individual soul is quite different. That is, they don't believe in the super soul, which is the Supreme Lord who resides in every entities, and also they don't believe the Atma. For them, Atma and Sharira are one and the same. And the consequence because of that is spelled out here as ugra-karmāṇaḥ. It means that they are given to cruel deeds causing great destruction. Prabhupada in his purport says such people are considered to be advancing in human civilization, but the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave toward one another. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. In fact, they cause harm to their own people. Hitāḥ ashubhāḥ. They do this because they don't want to follow the instructions that given by the Lord. The Lord says, you worship the devatas through yagas, yajnas and so forth. Let the devas give you rain and such other facilities. In this way, there is a mutual understanding between the devatas and manushyas, and one can be happy. Instead of following and being happy for themselves and for others, they persuade others also to disobey the orders of the Lord. Instead of causing happiness to others, they pave the way only for their destruction. To summarize, these demoniac people, they hold a firm view such as the non-existence of God, not seeing the self which is different from the body, etc., lacking the wisdom which will discriminate the self as different from the body, causing harm to all people, producing the downfall of even those who are with them. The asuric type of beings become the cause of destruction of the world itself. The next sloka describes how they achieve their goals. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.